What are the 4 things you need to do to make sure that you have a wise and sound financial portfolio in 2019? I'm going to show you 4 simple things that you can do with your paycheck that will completely change your life financially and have 2019 be a better financial year than any other years you've done in the past, especially if you put these simple steps in application. If that's something that you're interested, well, it's coming up. What's going on, everybody? My name is Salem Soni and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this YouTube channel, I'll focus on 2 things. I talk about faith, I talk about entrepreneurship. My desire is to help individuals to be more motivated, for you to discover your purpose and to understand that you are God's very best. So in this series, we're talking understanding financial education. So I want to preface this by saying the 4 simple steps I'm going to show you, I've learned it from amassing advice from friends, from mentors, from parents, from books that I've read, from audios I've listened to, and I think it's created a profound impact in my life, and I think it can be able to help you as well. Here's the things you need to do with your paycheck. It's called 10, 10, 10, 70. 10, 10, 10, 70. So the 10, 10, 10, 70 rule is pretty simple. It means that when you get your paycheck, 10% of that paycheck should go directly in giving back, whether it might be tithe, whether it might be giving to a non-profit organization, some kind of charity that you believe in. If you're somebody of any faith, or, giving back. I believe in a Christian faith, we call that tithe, 10%. Any way that you can give back, because that helps build character, and you want to be able to build your own character by learning to give back. You can give it to the homeless, you can give it to the less fortunate. So 10% of your paycheck should be able to help you build your character by giving it back to society in some shape or form. The next 10%, that should be what we call active investment. Active investment is anything that in which you're investing your money actively to be able to produce and generate more money. Like I'm investing in more lighting, I'm investing in more cameras, I'm investing in more books, attending conferences, my personal development. So these are things that I'm actively doing to be able to improve myself. For every paycheck I get, a portion of that money goes away into an account that I do not touch. The money goes in there for active investment. So the next 10%, I want you to invest in what we call passive investment. So whether it might be in stocks or something that you want to do in the long run, real estate, something in which you're investing money, some form of business that's going to be generating money for you on the long run. So something from 10 to 20, 30 plus years down the line. And one thing I want you to understand when we use the word passive is for you to understand how you can be able to put your money in things that generate some income or some form of revenue back to you without you having to trade your time for that money coming in. So if you're going to a job and you have to be there for 8 hours to get paid, that is not passive. But you put something where you get dividend because you own a stock, or a tenant is paying your rent every month, that's something that's passive. Or maybe you're making money off YouTube videos, that's passive. Or because you're putting a little bit of work up front, you have kind of like royalties coming from a book that you've sold and songs or albums that you have, some intellectual property that you own. That's what we mean by passive income. You could be a co-owner or a co-business owner or a stakeholder into a friend's company or a family member. You loan them money, and the business is generating money and you get a kickback from that. That's a way of having passive income. So putting money aside, that you may not be having a business idea right now, you may not even own a stock, or you don't even know how to start. We'll talk about that, don't worry. The first thing I want you to do is just put money aside that this money, I'm not going to touch this, because this money is going to be going towards eventually investing into something that can generate some passive income. Understanding the difference between active investment and then passive investment, when you put it together, you got to be investing 20% of every paycheck you have to make sure that you're doing something that's successful. And then the 70% basically simply means this is the money that you're going to live off. So you need to make sure that you have your expenses calculated enough that 70% of your paycheck can be able to cover all your living expenses. That may be difficult for some of you guys, and I understand that. So maybe you may not be able to start with, let's say, 70%. That might be too low for you guys, or you're not making enough that 70% is enough. So you might have to do 585, right? So you might have to do 15% of that money that you put aside. 5, you give it away. The other 5, active investment. The other 5, passive investment. And 85% that is left, you live off of that. Heck, you could do 1, 1, 1, and then 97. It doesn't matter. I want you to start getting into the good habit of putting some money aside for the active investments, for the passive investment, and giving back and building your character so that you can be able to have more sound and great financial portfolio in 2019 than the previous year. I hope that was a helpful tip. If it was, make sure you leave it in the comment. I'm curious to see if some of you guys are doing maybe an iteration of something like that. Let me know in the comment section below. I appreciate it. If you have any more ideas of things that you want to hear in 2019, we want to make sure we have an incredible year. I'll see you guys in the next video. Remember, you're God's very best. Take care.